Shalom, 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 yasha'Allah. This your boy, Brother Shamwa Allah. Back at you with another quick edifying video. Today's lesson is going to be called Sweden Has It, Babylon Will Be Next. Sweden has it, Babylon will be next. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say Halal, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. That's all praises to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahawah, and his only begotten Son's name, who you ignorantly call Jesus, whose name is Yahawashi. All right, and the Holy Spirit, which is the Rawchaa Qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who ruled well through the Spirit and have fed and edified the sheep in these last days, and has pushed this gospel and this truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. A mighty shalom. Another mighty shalom to all you Akim out there laboring on the highways and on the hedges and on the unicorn, pushing this 100% doctrine, this 100% truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. A mighty shalom to you all as well. All right, like I said, today's lesson is a quick one. Sweden has it. Babylon will be next. All right, and you see this right here. It's a little short. Says, goodbye wallets. Hello, micro C-hips. Sweden has inserted thousands of micro C-hips into people's hands to replace ID cards, credit cards, wallets, and keys. All right. It says C-hip or cash, which is more secure. All right. And we understand that this society is going to digital. All right. And Sweden has already, there's, as you see, thousands of people have already taken it. All right. And guess what? We know Babylon is coming next. All right. And I want to play another one real quick. Hold on, Salakia. Okay. This one, I don't even know what language it is. Maybe. But just watch. I just want you to watch the video. You don't necessarily have to follow because he's speaking a different language, but he's talking about Sweden. People are putting chips in their hands. So let's just play this a little bit.
Just one hand is gathereth తీసుకెళ్ళి ఇలా మూవ్ చేస్తే సరిపోతుంది, ఆటోమేటిక్ పేమెంట్ అయిపోతుంది. ఈ టెక్నాలజీ ఎలా వర్క్ అవుతుందంటే RFID రేడియో ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ ఐడెంటిఫికేషన్ అని ఒక బియ్యపు గింజంత చిప్ని మన హ్యాండ్లో ఇంప్లాంట్ చేస్తారు. దానికి బ్యాటరీ వస్తుంది. జస్ట్ మనం ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళినా సరే జస్ట్ మన హ్యాండ్ మూవ్మెంట్స్ ఇస్తే అక్కడికి మనకి యాక్సెస్ ఉంటే.
Fair use. All right, and you see they have inside it, right? Your keys, your money, your identification, all these different things. You see a person's unlocking the door. All right, these things are used for everything. Fair use.
ఆల్రెడీ స్వీడన్ కంట్రీలో 4,000 మెంబర్స్ ఈ చిప్ అనేది వాళ్ళ హ్యాండ్ ఇంప్లాంట్ చేసుకున్నారు. కానీ ఎక్స్పర్ట్స్ ఏం చెప్తున్నారు?
Now you saw that they were like on a train or a plane or something, right? And they were coming by, just identifying people, right? Through what? Through that C-hip. Okay. Fair use.
అంటే ఈ టెక్నాలజీ యూజ్ చేసిన వాళ్ళకి డేటా సెక్యూరిటీ అంటే హెల్త్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఉంటాయని వాళ్ళు చెప్తున్నారు. ఒకవేళ మీకు ఛాన్స్ వస్తే ఈ టెక్నాలజీ యూజ్ చేస్తారా? కింద కామెంట్స్ చెప్పండి. ఇలాంటి మరీ ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ వీడియోస్ కోసం.
Okay, that's it on that. All right. I mean, you see it. All right. Sweden has it. And guess what? Babylon is next. Okay. And this is something that, these top elites have been planning for a long time. All right. I was just looking at it was another video where China had, this was like 7 years ago, right? They implemented putting RFID C-hips in cars to track cars, and they had a whole tracking system. That was 7 years ago. All right. What more now? All right. They started off with with the pets. All right, having the pets, C-hipped. Okay. And what more now? Hey, these devils want you C-hipped. Okay. So it's coming. All right. You have people volunteering right now, and soon it's going to be mandatory. Okay. But this is Daniel chapter 12, verse 4. It says, but thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. And many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Okay, and we see that the book is open, so we understand that we're in the last days. Okay, because we have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. The teachers are out on the highways and hedges. All right, making sense of the scriptures. Okay, uh, and running to and fro. All right, you see how you can travel across the world. All right, you have the airplane technology. All right, you have all these different things where people can, you know, uh, where it might have took you, if you were traveling even in the United States and you're trying to go from New York to California, all right, and it would have took forever and a day. Now it takes you what 3-4 hours, all right, to go from one end to the other end. Okay, now you can go across the whole world. All right, and the knowledge. All right, we see technology. All right, we see the technology increasing. Okay, like I said, 7 years ago, you had China, having all. It was mandatory for the cars to be to have the RFID. Okay, what more now? Okay, now you have people inserting it. All right, in it. So and it's all part of the plan. Okay, it's all part right because this devil, like we see, wants to be uh like the Most High. All right, this is Habakkuk 2 and verse number 5. It says, "Yea, also." Matter of fact, let's get Job real quick. Job 9 and verse number 24. It says, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?" Okay. So the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Who are the wicked? When you go to Malachi, right, it talks about Esau, Edom. All right, they are the border of wickedness. They are the wicked that the Bible speaks of. Okay, and this devil, his whole plan is to control everybody. All right, Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 5, it says, "Yea, also because he transgresseth with wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell." All right, he's never satisfied. It says his desire as hell and is as death and could not be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, heaping unto him all people. Okay, and this devil, that's what he wants to do. He wants to ultimately these top banking elite families. All right, the money is not good enough. All right, conquering the world is not good. They want everybody. They want everything and everybody. All right, so they want to have control over everything and everybody. Like I said, they've already done the animals. You got your animals. Sea-hipped. They say, oh, well, you can track them in case they get lost. Right now, they want to do that to you. All right, why? Let's go to 2 Thessalonians 2 and verse number Slovakia. No, that's it. Here we go. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 4. It says, we'll start at verse 3. It says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first." All right, and you see, Jake had to be thrown all the way down, had to lose their whole identity. All right, and now their identity was taught by their oppressor. Okay, now they're thinking that they're blacks. They think they're, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Haitians, the whole nine. They don't understand, that they are the Israelites, man, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And those are the diaspora who look like these other nations, who goes back to your father's lineage, that you're Israelites. Okay? It says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." All right, and we see, all right, it's being revealed, All right, who the son of perdition is. Esau, Edom. All right, starting with those top banking families, those elites on down. All right, it says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. And that's what they want to be. All right, they have that God complex where they think, they want to be like the Most High. So they do the different things. All right. They set up the cameras, right, so that they can see everything, right? Because we know the Lord sees all. All right. So they put up their cameras. All right. Now they want to control. You know how Yahawah controls everybody, right? Man's goings are of Yahawah. How can a man then understand his own way? So what do? Now they want to have everybody see him. Okay. So now they can track everything you do. Oh, guess what? You're not going to eat today. Oh, nope, you're not going to get into your house today. we're gonna lock you out of that. They can control and manipulate the people. All right, they're trying to control and manipulate the people because they want to be like the Most High. All right, and ultimately their plan, Revelation 13 and 16, and this has been a plan in the working. Right, they've been doing many dry runs. Right, and we did a lesson on what dry run means. You can look up that video. So this is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay? And of course, when we look up this mark, all right, we know that word is karagma. Karagma. Let's get it.
Strong's G 5480. Charagma. Charagma.
Right? A stamp. The mark, thing carved, sculptured, graven work, idolatrous image. Okay? We understand that this is a physical thing. All right? And as you see, you got people in Sweden, by the thousands taking, voluntarily taking it. Right? And they're ditching their wallets, their identity. It's all in their hand now, their hand or their forehead. Okay, so we see this happening. All right, and guess what? Babylon is next, man. All right, they're rolling this thing out. I forgot the saying. I know Elder Apostle Gabar was saying it, but they're rolling out gradualism. I believe is the word, right? They're trying to cross their T's and dot their I's. All right, so they're doing different dry runs to see how things happen. That's what C19 was all about. All right, that's what this digital ID in the UK is all about. All right, that was the whole thing of the China rolling out the RFID in every car to track every car. That's what that's all about. All right, it's all implementing into this one device here, right? That no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark. Okay, and understanding if you take this, hey, the Lord is going to destroy you, man. Okay, let's get that real quick and we'll close it out. Right, Revelation 14. And you got people come up to the camp, right, and they're worried about everything else but hearing these words, man. Okay, Revelation chapter 14 and verse number 9, it says, "Doom for the worshipers of the beast." All right. Let's read it in the NLT. It says, "Then a third angel followed them, shouting, anyone who worships the beast and his statue, or who accepts his mark on his forehead or in his hand, must drink the wine of the Most High's anger. It has been poured full strength into the Most High's cup of wrath, and they will be tormented with fire and burning sulfur in the presence of the holy angels and of the Lamb." All right, in the KJV, and it says, "And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Okay, because when Yahawashi comes, he's coming to bring destruction, all right, upon those. All right, and guess what? You have that, the Lord, right? And the angels, along with those ICBM missiles, are they going to be destroying people, all right, who are taking this, especially here in Babylon, man. You're not making it out. All right. If you take it, right, they're not gonna tell you that. They're gonna tell you how easy and convenient it is, but they're not gonna tell you what that shortcut is gonna end up being. All right. That's death. All right, for taking it. All right. So I just wanted to do this quick lesson. Lord's will, this was edifying. With that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. Say, call Halal Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash, peace and blessings to the elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad, and mighty shalom to the 144,000 men. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who have ruled well to the Spirit and have fed and edified the sheep in these last days. Another mighty shalom to the rest of the elect in the household of faith. Stay diligent, stay focused, and remember, keep that patience of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Put your trust in him. Don't put your trust in Esau, in this society, man, in the beast system. All right, because you will go down with the beast. All right, with the full wrath of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi's anger at the end of the day. All right, so with that, we say a ball, and shalom.